Pokemon Scarlet and Violet brings us the best gameplay we've ever seen in Pokemon. The gameplay loop kind of makes it to where no matter what you do, you are getting crazy rewards that all funnel into easy competitive Pokemon. It's more accessible than ever. Also, it's just fun. The hunt for Tera Raids, getting cool Tera type combinations, or even rare Pokemon that you normally can't find. It all comes together for a crazy Pokemon experience. So I wanted to do a lot of Tera Raids, see how many Tera Raids I can do in X amount of hours, what the rewards came to, and all of that fun stuff, and I have my results. So if you enjoy the video, or if it helps out in any way, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, and comment your thoughts down below. So I did a live stream, start out, and I want to see, like, yeah, how many raids can I do? Can I do 100 raids? I stopped after 3 hours, and I did about 50. Now, the reason why I did this is because I wanted to know how good Tera Raids are. Is it just a catch-all best thing in Pokemon, or do you kind of have to mix in some other gameplay? So let's see the rewards from 50 Tera Raids that took about 3 hours to do. Berries, these are pretty important. A lot of people looking for the EV reducing berries, going to be a nice thing to have when making competitive Pokemon, and I got a decent amount. Some more than others, but also like checking auctions, time skipping auctions, that's going to be way better for getting the berries, so doesn't really matter too much. What about feathers? Feathers are interesting because historically, in the past when it came to Pokemon, not worth your time. If someone's like, yo, I'm grinding muscle feathers and Sword and Shield for EV training, you're just doing it wrong. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, you get insane amounts of money from max raid battles, as well as spending your watts on the digging duo, selling those items. So feathers, yeah, not really that great. But here, it's involved in natural gameplay. Now, the money was so good in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I would just use 26 vitamins. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it's a little more rough, which is why we're doing this money-making method and trying to see how the raids play out. So it's now 25 vitamins and then 2 feathers, or maybe even 24 vitamins and 12. So we actually got a lot of feathers through this method, but for 3 hours worth, it's okay, but it's just a couple vitamins worth at the end of the day. So like 130,000 extra Pokédollars through feathers. After that, we have candies. So I did primarily 4 and 5-star raids, but I did some 3-star raids because of the Eevee event. Also, whenever I was getting bored and just running into non-stop 3-star raids, I would just do one to see if the rewards were good. They weren't. But we got a ton of medium, large, and extra large candies. Oh, if this was Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'd be doing so much hyper training. But Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, bringing the ultimate quality of life, only needing a level 50 Pokemon for hyper training means that candies don't really matter, even more so with the raids, because if you do a 5-star raid, that's going to be a Pokemon at level 75. And if you do a 4-star raid, that's going to be a Pokemon level 45. Boom, Pokemon's level 50. It comes with 3 IVs if it's a 4-star raid, and then you just hyper train the rest and the Pokemon's done. So in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the main grind was bottle caps and candies. But those don't really matter because now you can buy bottle caps for 20,000 Pokédollars. So the grind in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is making money, which brings us to how much money we actually made. And it wasn't a lot. So through doing 50 in-game raids, we ended up making 334,000 Pokédollars. That is not good. You can make that much in an hour from the Ace Academy tournament, and you also get rolls for bottle caps, rare candies, vitamins, the thing we're going for, and even like gold bottle caps and stuff. So money-wise, raids aren't really doing it. Now I will admit, I was playing pretty pseudo-casually. Like, I have a level 100 legendary Pokemon, but that can only take you so far and do so many 5-star raids. So if you're like trying to hyper-optimize min-max it, maybe the raids are going to get better, and that's going to tease an upcoming video where I try to look for the best raid strategy to see if it actually offsets that or makes it any better. And yeah, the money really isn't that good. Now here's the raids I did. In 3 hours, I did 13 5-star raids. It was mostly just like, that was all I could find. And then 23 4-star raids. My philosophy, or my idea being, yo, just grinding out 4-star raids, one-shotting them, 1 minute, keep on doing it. That's where the rewards are. That is the gameplay loop, but we really didn't do too many of those. And then the 3-star raids were mostly pickups from EVs and then just a couple of other Pokemon I ran into. Now, what do we have? We have some good IV Pokemon. We have just some other decent Pokemon and stuff like that. A lot of EVs from the event. So I wanted to kind of like do this to justify grinding some EVs, but then picking up every raid I was encountering along the way. And it really wasn't that crazy. Now, a couple other things to note. That I caught every Pokemon to keep tabs, but also just kind of fill out my Pokedex and see what kind of good Pokemon we got. And the catch animation takes like 30 seconds. So if you're not catching every Pokemon, or if you're not even catching most of them, then you're going to actually save 25 minutes from these 50 raids just in animation time. And then what happens if you scale it out? Well, if you do 100 raids, that's going to be closer to 6 hours. Now, maybe with better Pokemon, also I was distracted by chat, cutting down on all the catch animations. 5 hours for 100 raids, but then you're making 700,000 Pokedollars, getting some items that kind of matter, but not really, with the candies, the feathers, the EV reducing berries. Like, it's one of those things where it's worth doing raids when you're in the mood to do raids, but if you're trying to like min-max grind to get everything you need for the game, raids don't really seem like they're the best for the money making, because this game revolves around money making. And like I said earlier, the struggle in Pokemon Sword and Shield was getting the Pokemon to Hyper Train. Somehow the struggle is the easiest part of Pokemon Sword and Shield, EV training. You could just pop vitamins on a Pokemon. Like I said, I was using 26 because I had so much money, so many vitamins, it didn't matter. And then when the Isle of Armor came out and made them discounted at half price, oh, it was over. Like, that's it. You only had to worry about getting extra large and large candies to get your Pokemon to level 100, or that's where breeding worked. Breeding really got super outdated and outclassed with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and even more so because, like, I need to be getting money. I can't be breeding Pokemon. IVs don't matter because you can buy bottle caps. So all of that other stuff, yeah, it's about making money. So I think making an Ace Academy tournament grind is the way to go, but also trying out like super hyper efficient methods. Do you only go for 5-star raids? Give Herba Mystica. I got a few. I got like 6 from 3 hours of raiding, so maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, depending on like your luck. So I have a couple of shiny runs from this, but that's just kind of like the thing about doing raids for the sake of doing raids, because you're going to get good Pokemon, you're going to have some competitive setups, maybe you get some parent Pokemon to breed for 6 IVs or something. But if you're like, if you need money, if you just need to EV train a Pokemon, just casually doing it with a legendary or a buffed up starter or a random level 100 Pokemon, that ain't it. It costs 500,000 Pokedollars to EV train a Pokemon. I can't even make 3 of them right now. Well, I guess I can because of League points, and I only got like 80,000 League points for my 3 hours of grinding raids, so League points are nice. It's like a little bit of extra money, but it may be buffed up to where it's like, okay, I made 400k. I barely made a competitive Pokemon from all this. We did get Tera Shards, but my thought being that if you desperately need a Tera-type Pokemon, you go out and seek that specific type. You're either getting Tera Shards to eventually transform one, or maybe just find it in raid. So it adds another layer to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet min-max. If you want to get the most out of raids for money, you actually have to do like really crazy specific strategies, or if you're just going for money, the Ace Academy tournament seems like it's winning, but then you can also just run around in the desert, and the desert money also seems like it can beat out the Ace Academy tournament money as well. But the rewards can offset it. Again, now it's actually complex. Now it's depending on like which gameplay loop you choose to engage in and what your mood is. That can also kind of make the grind more bearable, but also give you better optimization in what you want or need. And there's a star piece, and there's a Stardust. So yeah, I'm talking about like how with the Ace Academy tournament, you're getting, you know, 7,000 Pokedollars a minute. We just got 7,000 Pokedollars in 10 seconds. Now, it's not going to happen every 10 seconds, but if you just do that, if you get 1 star piece and 1 Stardust a minute, you're just set. So it really seems like EV training, you're going to have to go back to doing it naturally if you just want to do it as fast as possible and not waste too much money. I've been EV training since Generation 4. I never want to put a power item on my Pokemon again, but it looks like I have to, and it's just best to do it in bulk. You have to like get 5 Pokemon that need the same stat, do it all at once, and then your money is there for if you need like 1 or 2 immediate individual changes where it's like, oh, this Pokemon sucks on my team, I gotta put in maybe this Pokemon. So for like whipping up a quick Pokemon, that's what vitamins are for. But for the rest of training, you actually have to like play Pokemon as it's historically been played and not do any like cheesy gameplay loopy stuff to get around it. So there we go, guys. I did the rating so you wouldn't waste 3 hours, and now you have the information. Share this video. help a friend. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.